This is Water Elemental, and today we're going to be looking at a live game. It's going to be Team Axis, Hufer, Fox Fable, Tails, and Lies and Truth. They're going to be playing against a unknown pug team. I am going to be a little bit biased. All my friends are over here on purple, but I'm going to do my best to be equally between the two teams. The interface is kind of bugged. I'm not sure if this is just because of the way it loaded. I didn't really do anything. I don't know. Apparently, John is now a tornado. Who's this? That's Corky. Okay, that's Fizz. That's Timo. Okay, I'm gonna have to go off what icons are here. This must be Vayne. Okay, that's Poppy. That's Darius, Akali, and Alistair. So what I think is really interesting about this is Hufer's going with a Poppy jungle. I haven't seen many of these, especially since this is a ranked game, so I'm not sure how it's going to work. Poppy does have her, fighting style. She has the reduced damage when she does it, and she has her charge. But the thing is, though, once she has that initial initiation, I don't know if she's going to be able to put out enough damage. I know Poppy is really good as an AP, but I don't know if he's going to be building her AP or an AP-AD combo, depending on the variation, especially since we do have a lot of very finicky characters. We do have Fizz, we do have Jarvan, and we do have Timo, all of them with a lot of escape mechanisms. Corky has his jump as well, and Janna has her tornado. So it's going to be very interesting. She might be able to go in for the charge, but they're going to be able to jump away very quickly, and without that on cooldown, she might not be able to, but we'll just see how she's played out. We also have support Alistair here and Vayne, and it looks like these two are going to be going bottom. Axis here is going to go up top. Oh, it looks like he is going to be counter-jungling their race while they're all up in blue, because these two are not guarding the bottom jungle. Probably a bad choice on their part, and he just takes enough to get out of there. Fizz is heading mid lane, seeing Darius heading back top. Timo might be going in for the counter, and it looks like Akali is going to be the one in the middle instead of Vayne. Interesting choice, especially since we do have two melee characters. We both have Fizz and Akali. It's going to be an interesting matchup with her Shroud and his pole jumping thingy. I would look it up, but I can't because of the, messed up UI. I'm gonna go up here. Poppy's going to be continuing jungling. We're gonna go up here with Darius. Timo's already afraid. He's got his pull right away with his blood hemorrhaging. He's already blown his exhaust. Interesting move. Did a decent amount of damage, but now he does not have that in case of a gank or a 2v1 effect on the purple team. Janna and Alistair are kind of going at it at bottom. Alistair went right away with the purple wards. Interesting choice by that, making sure that she's not able to ward. Got one of the Halloween skins right there. Vayne's farming pretty well here. Looks like Vayne... Which one is Vayne? Vayne's here at 7 and Corky is at 5, so she has a little bit of lead. Very close on money, but a purple team's slightly ahead. She's going in for the steal there, but it looks like she can't really get off her stun. They're sitting there, taking on Timo decently well. I can't see both health bars. It could be close. Who's going to get the first? First blood does go to Axis, but he is taken out. But he did get that 200-point bonus, so that's a decent start. Between Fizz and Akali, Akali's pushing out Fizz, it looks like. Interesting play on this part. Oh, looks like we did lose. Vayne and Alistair might be going out too, but she does get taken out, so it is blue up to 3, taking out top lane, letting blue push up top. And we have Corky, who's still in the bottom, farming up without any aggression. Looks like it's a 2v1 up here. You got Jarvan with both buffs going against our Akali, but Akali is too far forward with the minions, so he wasn't able to get a successful gank due to how low his... But he looks like he's going to go in for the attack here. Only going to go in with the Shroud. Interesting. We got Timo up here as well as the Poppy, so we're going to see how this gank goes off. He blows his cooldown, and she is going to knock him into the wall, hopefully getting a stun off. Ah, nice gank. Interesting. But she did come in from the side underneath here, so it wasn't able to get a good-looking gank, as a normal gank, I should say, to see how she would be able to pull it off in normal circumstances. Being around, going around the corner was a very smart play. Jarvan's just kind of chilling out. Looks like he's just not even going to bother last hitting. Oh. Did he get that last hit? I wasn't able to see there. He's just kind of letting his minions farm as Akali pushes back the minion wave as Fizz comes back. How's bottom lane doing here? We got another ward in here so they can see what's going on. So Vayne can harass while they're in the bush, especially since Janna usually does take this bush and harasses with tornadoes. Interesting combination with a Janna and Corki. Usually in this situation you want to have someone like, well, not really, because with her shield she can actually give them that increased attack speed and damage there. Let's see how much of the bonus we get with that shield. It's 60 damage and absorbs, you know, a certain amount of damage. 24% attack speed, so that is very interesting. She hasn't gotten it yet. She's gone with 1 tornado and 2 of... Okay, it's all messed up right now. I can't even see what it is. Can't even look at the right tooltips. Just ignore that, guys. I apologize. 1 level ahead here against Teemo. Teemo blowing his speed buff. There's just zoning him out of the experience, but it looks like Jarvan is going to be coming up here. We'll just see how this plays out. He blows his exhaust again. Ooh, since Darius isn't all or nothing, will he just be able to get a kill? He does get the kill. He might be able to get out of here. Being able to juke. See, oh, with the flash. Oh, just enough. Will he get that poke off to get... Oh! He did get out of there. Impressive. Akali coming up from behind here, trying to get Jarvan. Let's see what happens here. He's going to base, but hopefully Akali gets out of there ahead of time. What do we got? Fox Fable does take out Janna in the meantime. Ooh, and Akali does pick up the jungle. Does she get both the buffs? She does not have the buffs, unfortunately, but taking out that jungle means that there's less time for him to be roaming. It is 3-6 right now with a decent amount of score for the blue team with farm. Those extra 3 kills giving them a large advantage. Most of their kills going to, it looks like, image number... Who is that? I think that is Darius. Just check here. Yes, that is him with the Wriggles Lantern. Very smart play on the purple team. See if they can keep it up later game. Corki harassing kind of in a awkward spot right here. Kind of getting him cornered up against the wall. Probably not a good idea since Vayne's skill shot hitting him against the wall will stun for a few seconds. But he was able to get back in position. Corki is playing a little bit more aggressively than he should be, especially since his lane partner is not there and there is a good amount of stuns coming from Alistar and Vayne. I find it quite interesting that both their team comps are a little unusual compared to the normal metagame, but in the same time that's good since the metagame kind of doesn't dictate what everybody should play and there was a couple of counter picks. So, what do we got in the bottom right here? Looks like Janna is back down, and they got the exhaust up on Corki, so he could go for a double kill right here. Let's see what Vayne does. Vayne gets that double kill. Again, I think Corki was just pushing a little too hard, and they were able to get those stuns off, which kind of set back one of their characters, and he couldn't do anything. And I missed another kill against Teemo. Oh, it's always disappointing when you're not able to see the death of the least popular and most popular at the same time. Look at him, he's so dead right there. Does he have X's on his eyes? No, he does not. Jarvan's coming back up, but he does have wards up here for both teams. Looks like the wards for blue just went out, so Darius does go in for the... Oop, popped around. Interesting juke there, getting himself in position so he cannot be hurt without being died by the tower. But Darius gets off his ultimate and just has to wait and see if he can make it out. One more hit. Does he get out? He does manage to get out. No one else is able to pop him out. We've got a fight going on here between Poppy and Corki. Poppy being able to steal the red, it looks like, and run away with Corki's ultimates. He's not doing enough. Oh, he does deal enough damage barely to get Hufer. Great play by Corki and Poppy, but unfortunately the range of Corki's missiles was decent enough. How many more does he have? It looks like he has 1 left in the... It's like 4 left in the chamber. So he was able to save those up and use them at an appropriate time. Teemo's solo farming there. Finally making it to level 6. Well, Darius is at a good level 8. Again, interesting play by both teams. It's 4-11 with a 400-ish gold lead by, I'm horrible at math on the spot here, by the purple team. They're going in a little bit more aggressively. Things could turn because Corki having both of the purple team's buffs on him, not on a jungle. Let's check on the middle lane right here. Jarvan wait and see if he can do any damage right here, but he's going to back away. Actually, it looks like he's going to wrap around, but is that a ward or is that part of the... Yeah, he's just checking the blue right there, which is already gone. Oh! Missing the ult on that by Fizz. Akali is able to pick up a kill again. No towers deaths right now. Looks like the blue team on the top turret looks a bit weak, and as well as... No, looks like they're doing pretty well on health on the bottom lane. Putting out his tower. He's going to step on the mushroom, but not dealing enough damage to flinch Darius on this move. Darius does have the blue buff. I wonder if he did get that from Jarvan during the gank, or did he counter jungle? It is a good question. Poppy's wrapping around right here, so she can head the team off guard again. She's going to go around the tower, taking a couple of hits, hopefully getting, yeah, she gets the ult off, and clutching up another kill for Axis. Quite impressed by this Poppy jungling here. It's very rare to see a different kind of jungling tactic, and this one sure is paying off. See what she's building right now. She is building aggressively with ability power and lifesteal, giving her that a bit of power in the jungling so she doesn't have to base as much. Because of her passive, she isn't able to die as easily when she's jungling with lower health, but that does not mean that she is having a full sustain like most other junglers like Lee Sin with his shields and others with their lifesteal abilities. Jarvan's waiting in the top bush. They're going in for the initiation. He does get the knockup up, but not able to see her get away. She gets back to the tower with a good amount of health. Darius is wandering around now at this point, getting the top tower down. He is going to be starting roaming. Does not get the pull off on Fizz, so he's just going to help push the tower and back away. Jarvan's still kind of staying there in case something is initiated. Interesting play, and they're going to head toward him. See where this takes him. And they're just going to go for his wraiths. Ooh, she jumps right on top of him, but he blows his flash. Interesting play on that one. He was probably able to back off a bit, but being safer than sorry, definitely, because Akali does have a good amount of farm on her, as well as Hex Tech and Vampire Scepter, having both parts of her passive up and running. Looks like we got a 3v2 on this part. Exhaust on Darius, but he's able to pull her back right before he's getting that kill. Corki's still in the back. Did he teleport away? Probably did at the wrong time. 4-15 right now. Definitely a way higher kill score than the blue team. Very high in the farm. A lot of people already building into their second item. Definitely. Most people have their boots except for, looks like, whoever this is at the bottom. Gonna go in there, get it, both the knockups, and with the range, being able to take out Corki. Again, he shouldn't have been out so far with both Alistair and Vayne having those hard stuns. We've got a competition in jungle right here. Not anymore. Jarvan getting taken out fairly easily, and it looks like we got Fizz trying to counter here, but Akali just jumps on him and takes him out.
Turret has been destroyed.
Now we have 2 towers to nothing on the blue team. Poppy farming up top here, getting some extra free kills while they clear out the jungle in the bottom, getting the enemy's blue for Darius. Team is a little bit too late, having to get that last minute to reset blue. Janna switches to middles, hopefully trying to get a little bit of a farm and get up a bit more. She is down a bit, it looks like, being 0 and 4 with 2 assists. That's definitely not good, but Teemo in the 1 and 5 is definitely the least likely to do the best in this team, just because of the fact that he's been very underpowered in this lane, being pushed out by Darius several times. Darius is going to see him again. Can he get the pull off is the question. He's going to blow both their stuns, or speed buffs, but it looks like he's just going to be fairly out of range. Luckily, there is no one in the jungle, so he is safe to just back up and push this lane a bit more. We got a 2v2 right here. You got Fizz and Janna. Jonna getting hit by the knockup of, I think, Alistair, looking like she got hit by the fish. Fish not doing very well. Fizz has had a hard time hitting his ultimates, it looked like. Most of the time he hasn't been able to hit a champion per se, but more of a location, which is not very good. He hasn't been able to knock many people out, and if he has, it's been in an inappropriate time. We've got two people in jungle here. Looks like they're going to wrap around trying to attack this Fizz. If they're going to go for it, you got Jarvan right behind them. They're going to wrap around, cut him off. They have the ward right there, so they did see him ahead of time. Kali is jumping on the Fizz. I think the word of the day is jumping on. She's going to melt him down. Does he have the flash? Does not. Oh, he does have the flash, but he was just waiting for a thinner brush. Or he's going to get away. Corki's going to be jumped on by Akali. Ooh, Alistair knocking him back, getting him out of the grips of the Akali. For putting on the exhaust. Looks like in the background there, we get a kill from Darius. And unstoppable Akali. Both these guys are very fed, haven't been able to be taken out. It's a 3v1 right here. It's going to become 3v2. Seeing if he's going to be able... He's going to go tower diving. Is he going to do it? He gets the one. Can he get the second pick up here? He does. Oh, he does not. Fizz barely takes him out with the tower's help. But Akali jumps on, and it looks like... Double kill. Taken out inside of their own base. And having an ace. So it looks like we got Poppy taking out jungle on her own. Very impressive.
The team has slain the dragon.
And now it's all a waiting game to see what happens. Is Blue Team going to be more defensive, or is Blue Team going to try to go for those ganks and single out characters like Akali and Draven, since they are the superior players on this team with their major kills? Because these are both very heavy targets. Akali's a bit scorchy, but she has that shroud, and Draven is a very tanky person at this time. Teemo's going to try to defend the middle turret there. Tickling Alistair, it looks like a bit, but pulling him away just to be safe. Akali having both the buffs, looks like. Ooh, he's blowing his flash looking for someone here. I'm not sure he's looking for. Probably Vayne. But he looked in the wrong place, wrapping around through this side instead of there, and she is gone. Jarvan kind of looked the wrong path on that situation. Fizz escaping, and it could have been a 3v1, but they back out because they can't see who else is in the area. Teemo has a lot of shrooms up in this upper corner here, but nothing in this lower half, mainly because he is just zoned in this area. He's going to go through another. He's just popping them as he goes. Not really done much to him. And he pops another. And he pulls in two people. Who's he going to go for? Jarvan or Teemo? He's going to prioritize Jarvan on this one, taking him out. And then two people converge behind them, but knocked back by Janna's ultimate. He's going to continue in with the assault, even under the second tower. Fizz does finally get an ultimate on someone, and it is unfortunately Poppy. Tornado goes out. It is 3 in this brush right here in between their two towers. Vayne is just pucking away at their tower, but they do not want to help defend it because they know of the people in the bush. Alistair's getting a little cocky, and they're going to go in there for the stun, but with their shield, she is just going to soak up the damage. Very aggressive push with only one person down. It looks like all 5 of them are in the middle lane. Jarvan's going to try to go around, but if he did engage, 2 of the level 13s would take down the level 7 very easily. Looks like at this point they're going to be playing extremely defensively. Jarvan pops over the tower as they're kind of knocked back by their CC. Very large amount of CC going on right here. And it's just a slaughter underneath the tower. The tower is just being soaked up by Alistair. Alistair unfortunately dying, but it looks like they're going to go for another ace with 3 people down. Almost 4. Is it? Yep, she got out of there alive. Now Poppy, being alive, being the last one standing at full health, is going to be able to push this and probably take out the tower so the minions can take out the inhibitor. 1 second up before one person pops up. It looks like J4. J4 versus Poppy on a 1-1 situation underneath the tower. I think I'd have to give it to Jarvan because Jarvan has a little bit more of the knockup. Just Poppy has a lot of auto attack damage, which unfortunately, since she is going AP, it looks like won't do the full amount of damage which would be needed to burst him down under a tower like that. In a normal jungle situation, I think I would have to go with the Poppy. Purple team's going to back up and try to regather their strength as the blue team kind of pushes out, keeping everything away from the towers. The minion waves on the blue team are still surprisingly in between besides that initial push in the middle. It looks like Alistair's going to come defend middle lane. Kind of walking up. Cameron's walking there. Circle up on him. 4v1 against Alistair, running away there, kind of trying to juke him. Knocks him up. Is able to get away, but Fizz and Jarvan flash on top of him. He does unfortunately get taken out, but it took 4 people to get rid of that, making sure that in a 5-5 situation that the blue team does not stand a chance. Vayne's poking at... Oh no! And it looks like blue team is going to surrender. An impressive 20-minute game in ranked 10-31 blue team, being surprisingly outlaned. Very impressive indeed. This has been Water Elemental, and we'll see you guys next time.